Okay, so as I knock one of the other dishes off onto the floor, today I'm going to be making some Dauphinoise potato. Now I've already pre-peeled the potatoes because you don't really want to see me peeling potatoes for hours. Right, so once you've got your dish ready to put it in, just put as thin slices as you can, because you know, people do like them thicker, but I think it works better when they're thin. So if you can get some really nice thin slices of potato into your thing, yeah, they're not showing it to the camera, you don't necessarily need to show it to the camera. And then you put a layer of those on, and also I have some pre-sliced onions, so I'm just going to put one layer on the bottom of the dish, and I'm going to do it more like a lasagna sort of style than necessarily anything else, because yeah, a lot of people will just throw the ingredients in, but I think if you can have some onion in there, maybe like a layer of onions works pretty well rather than just having onions scattered about in it. And not everyone will have onions in it. Now this is my mum's favourite dish, so she would always want this on special occasions, so I figured it would be a nice video to show of her sorts of foods. So obviously, again, you could pre-boil the potatoes and have them thicker, but if you're going to roast it in the oven, maybe just directly, they're going to be better thin because they're going to cook better. Again, in an oven dish, you know, maybe if you've got one thin layer it works better, but if you can have several layers, then a deep dish, it's better to have little thin potatoes because they will cook much better than thick ones. The thick ones will just remain hard and, you know, not really turn out very well. So this is the best way. Once you've got one layer, you know, you've probably got leftovers. I'm gonna, well, I hate this thing. Why is it doing this? Sprinkle some pre-sliced onion. So I've got red onion. We're just going to scatter that about a bit, and there's little bits of onion left. Obviously you clean your hands first and wash your hands, because that's how bacteria and parasites get spread about if you're cooking without actually washing your hands, especially if you're serving it to other people. Now I've got a whole garlic, which I haven't, ironically, cut anything up. Yes, again, hand-to-mouth contamination, Hugh Fernie Wissenstall does it, but I'm not serving this to other people like him, so, you know, it doesn't matter so much. I don't know why my camcorder has been so dodgy with the blurring and zooming lately. The autofocus is slightly off, so obviously there's a bit of skin left on this. And again, you know, it's fairly easy to cut that off and then leave just the garlic bit that you need. And again, you know, there are better knives, but I've lost my really good knife, so I don't know where that is, so I'm just using a steak knife for now. That stains very easily and has a missing bit on the end, so I don't know how it lost that little bit of the end of the knife. And then once you've got your garlic, again, you know, I'm going to cut very, very thin slivers and spread that across as well, so it spreads it out evenly and makes it nice. And again, I'm not going to use the whole thing on this layer, I'm just going to put some on this layer so that it's a nice little spread. A little bit more. Because the garlic, you want a fair bit of garlic, and again, you know, as thin as you can get it and as spread out as you can get it, but so there's a nice little spread, and they will tend to dissolve into it, so you won't really notice big chunks of garlic in your food. It will just emanate nicely throughout, and then once you've got that spread out of it, make sure that you've not got a big clump where you were cutting, because, you know, that could easily happen. Get your reduced to clear. This time it was 57p from the co-op. Double cream, which is slightly open, I will admit. And then you pour that over it. Maybe you should do this at the end so that it goes throughout, but I'm going to do a bit at each layer so that it spreads over that layer. Then I'll put another layer on, another layer on, another layer on. Then from there, big houses are made. No. And then we'll put it in the oven, let it bake nicely, maybe at 150 to 200, depending on how crispy you want it. I'll put it lower for longer because that will work out better, because I've got a deeper dish, and then that will do it nicely. And then at the end you can do it. Maybe you could grate some cheese in there as well, add some variety, but that's the traditional Dauphinoise recipe. And then once it comes out the oven, we will see what it comes out like. So obviously I've done 2 trays full, and then I've got a chicken, veggie chicken, that I'm going to have with it. But I figured, you know, I'd make 2 lots, use all the cream up, put some in the freezer. Looking good. Okay, so autofocus was just playing up. I did accidentally put my finger on the screen and have to wipe off a thumbprint. So I have fork that wants to run away. My mashed potato, which obviously I've done separate, and then my Dauphinoise potato, and of course my breaded chicken. Came out quite nice. Maybe I'd put some extra veg with it, you know, maybe you should have something like some boiled carrots, or, you know, maybe some fried eggplants or something to go along with it. And I have got separately, but I haven't put on because obviously it's going to be liquidy, a steak Diane sauce, but obviously I'm having it with breaded chicken instead, and you know, that would run everywhere. But obviously it's a mushroomy sauce, and mushroomy and oniony, and I think that'll go quite well with it, with the chicken and everything, and that'll be quite nice. And obviously our Dauphinoise potato was the main event that we were cooking. You can taste the garlic in there, it's quite nice, it's absorbed. They've got really soft potatoes because I cut them really thin. So all in all, it's done a pretty good job. You can add some other ingredients if you wanted. There are obviously other recipes that you can follow, but that's your base level thing, you know, just as long as you've got your potatoes and your double cream, and the garlic's pretty much essential. And you know, the onions, they're not necessarily, they had a step to it, and they had a bit of, you know, vegetable to it, because obviously it's a lacking vegetable dish. But yeah, feel free to experiment and cook it yourself, and it's definitely something recommended if you fancy something a bit different with potatoes. Thanks for watching, goodbye.